Hello friends, welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Melanie and I am a cross stitcher, knitter, and I like to sew quite a bit in the state of Michigan. If you are new here, welcome, and for all my returning friends, welcome back. I love meeting new people on this channel. It's the big reason I do Flosstube, so leave me a comment. I love talking with you guys. So I have a lot to share today. I have decided to do a mid-year WIP parade. I saw Cheryl McKinney from Tranquil Stitches do this. I saw Kelly from Animal Instincts do this, and I just think it's an awesome way mid-year to take a look at everything you've got. And I always find that when I touch my WIPs, it like reinvigorates my passion to work on them. So we're gonna be doing that today, but let me give you the agenda. So today, per my notes, I will do just a few quick life updates, and then I wanna do the giveaway for my Sweet Summertime Watermelon bag. And then I'll go into the WIP parade, plans for the next 2 weeks, haul, some stitchy kindness that I received from some very sweet friends, some well wishes for one of our fellow stitchers, shout outs, and the happy cards. So I'm gonna need to talk fast. I do have 35 WIPs, but it's just so much fun. And you know, I went through and I wrote down all the details on each one of them, and I think it's gonna be a very good record for me to keep, so I remember exactly what fabrics and what flosses I use, and it'll be good. So we have had a ton of rain in the state of Michigan. I have been still growing all of my plants that I planted from seed, and so I will give you some garden updates in a little video here. Okay, it's a rainy day in Michigan, but we're out here to give you garden updates. So these here are the blanket flowers, and they have just exploded. And then here in the corner is the echinacea. These are my forget-me-nots, which are just like incredibly huge. On this side, we have the cake daisies, which are going to be the white daisies with the purple center. And then over here, we have, this one's my tiny phlox. That's a weed I need to pick. These black-eyed Susans I transferred from the backyard up front here. These ones here, because they were not doing well in the back. There's not enough sun. There's another phlox, and then these you can see here I planted late. These are going to be the lupines, those really, really tall ones with tons of flowers. And then I think I have one more phlox over here, but the phlox are really, really slow growing. Okay, and then these are my powder puffs, which aren't they crazy? Look how much they've grown. And then the zinnias. And these things just grow like crazy. And then finally my cosmos. So that has been a ton of fun. The black-eyed Susans that I planted against my back fence did not do so well. I had a feeling there wasn't enough sunshine back there. So what I did is I took the ones that looked like they were thriving pretty well and I transplanted them to the front yard, and I showed those in the video that you just saw. And I decided to put some Patriot hostas back there. Now I've never planted those, but I know lots of people in my neighborhood have them, and from what I read, they do really good in shady, partial shady situations. So that should be fun. So those are on order. I'm looking forward to getting those. 4th of July was amazing. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July with your families. We got a beautiful day. We were swimming in my sister's pool. We had a fireworks show, a barbecue. I got Stitchy time in with my niece and my Stitchy sister. It was just a wonderful, wonderful day. I will insert some fun pictures. The first one I will insert here is of my niece, Gracie. She has been sewing like crazy, and she's been doing that Flip It series from Lizzie Kate of each of the months. And her goal is she wants to do each month, have them turned into a pillow, and then she has like a ledge or a soffit in her room, and she wants to put them all up around the edge. So I think that's really sweet. So let me show you a picture of where she's at with July. And in that picture too, you can see that me and my sister were both stitching on Liberty's Welcome. Melissa is so much farther ahead than me because, as we've talked about before, she's a monogamous stitcher. So I want to show you a picture of her piece off the Q-snap. She pressed it for us and everything. Here it is. Isn't that gorgeous? She's just been doing so well on it. She is a teacher, a first grade teacher, a wonderful teacher. but she's been on summer vacation, so she's had a little bit more stitchy time than she normally does, which is very little stitchy time. So she's made some really good progress on it. And then I made a point to get in, per her suggestion, I got in July 4, actually on July 4th on my piece. So that was a lot of fun. So we had a really good time with that. And then just yesterday, I did some babysitting with my other two nieces, Sophie and Magnolia, and my mom, and we had such a fun time. I brought over a big bucket, brand new bucket of sidewalk chalk, and I told them we were gonna make a magical kingdom on the driveway. So, you know, the whole driveway was our palette, and I drew a path around the whole driveway, and we just sat out there for the longest time, and they drew flowers, and pixie forest, and the ocean, and we had a vegetable garden, and then we had, it was just fun. We just had so many little lands within it, and they were just so excited, just so sweet. And then we cuddled and we watched a movie. So it was just, it's been a really, really good couple of weeks for me. So let's get into the giveaway. So in my last Flosstube, I had shown you guys my latest creation, which I named Sweet Summertime. And this is watermelon fabric, and then it has the black polka dot on top. I've shown you guys the charm before, so I won't bore you to death with that. So I had 99 entries for this bag, and I will insert the video of the random comment picker picking the winner here. Hey everyone, this is the drawing for the Sweet Summertime watermelon bag. So I entered the keyword, which was watermelon. There were 99 entries for the bag. Let's see who wins. BEVGAIA. Watermelon says summer to me. Love the bag. So I don't know how you say that. Bevgaya. I will put my email in the drop-down box below, and if you send me your address, contact information, I'll get this in the mail to you. Thanks for joining, everyone. So congratulations. I will have my email down in the drop box below, so just send me an email with your contact information and I will get that out in the mail to you. I really hope that you enjoy it. I hope it puts you in the mood for summer. So let's start talking stitching, because like I said, I have 35 WIPs. Now, for those of you who are new here, I am a fan of the Happy Planner. Me and my sister Megan discovered this during the quarantine times. She's been my coworker and it's been wonderful. She comes over a couple times a week and we get to work together and laugh together, and it's been incredible. I've enjoyed that time with her so much. But so we both got Happy Planners at the beginning of 2020, and I'm sorry, 2021. We both got planners at the beginning of 2021. I think it was like the end of 2020. Wasn't it, Meg? I think it was the end of 2020. Anyway, so I took a calendar page and I turned it into my 35 WIPs. And so every single square has a WIP in it. And once I finish a WIP, I can put a sticker over it and I can start something new. So this is my way of keeping myself within 35 WIPs because I feel comfortable with that number. And then I get to touch them all as frequently as I like. And it's just a nice way to like have a visual of all of them and to see what I'm doing. So these 35 are what I'm gonna go through today. I have a couple new starts listed on there that I haven't put a stitch in yet, but all 35 squares are officially full. So I got a lot of finishes done in May. I think I had 5. I think it was 5. I think I had 5 finishes in May. Well, I filled those squares right back up because you guys are the biggest enablers in the world. Every time I watch a Flosstube, I'm like, I need it. So thank you for that. Keep the enabling coming. But let's dive into it because I would like to go through these. I have them all rolled up. They look like ancient Roman scrolls over here. I've got them all rolled up there and on this little shelf in front of me. And then I've got all the papers set aside, pulled out of the plastic so that you guys don't hear a ton of crinkling. So let's get started and get into the WIP goodness. Okay, so the very first one I have is The First Day of Christmas by Liz Matthews. And my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nieces got me 3 of these last Christmas and all the silks to go with. They just spoiled me. I adore these patterns. The 4th Day of Christmas came out this year. Liz Matthews released that. And I'm just in love with this series. I really, really am. So I am stitching these. I decided to start stitching these. Let me see, where am I gonna put this? Put this over here. Okay, so I am gonna be stitching these on 32 count antique white linen, and I am using the called for NPI silks. So again, I started on the 1st day of Christmas, and I wanted to get right down here to this partridge. Isn't he so cute? I just love his little speckles. He's adorable. The silks are wonderful to work with. I really, really enjoy them. The colors are so brilliant. Yeah, so I'm gonna start stitching on these probably again in the fall. I am a big time seasonal stitcher. This is what I've determined, because there's so many pieces like this that I love so much, and it's not for lack of love that I don't have it out in my rotation. It's just partridge in a pear tree feels like Christmas to me. So once we start getting a little closer to the holiday season, I'll bring this out and start stitching him again. But I love this piece so much. So that is WIP number 1. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the finished ones. I'll put the finished ones right there. Okay, so WIP number 2, Christmas Eve by the Prairie Schooler. I love this one. I've seen so many people stitch this. This to me is just like the perfect on your mantle Christmas piece. Again, it's all DMC flosses. I'm using all the called for DMC. I am stitching mine on 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, and it's just such a beautiful piece. And it's an easy stitch, you know, like you can sit in front of the TV and it's big blocky color like most Prairie Schoolers are, and you can just not have to think so hard and really enjoy your stitching. And here's where I'm at. I got really far on this last year. There is not much more to go here. A little bit more village. I mean, I am close. And I have loved stitching this so much. I love that reindeer. I love the detail in the sleigh and his blanket and the cozy little village below. Oh, I love this one so much. So again, as soon as we get closer to the holiday, this is one I would like to get finished this year, because I'm really not very far at all on that one from getting it done. Okay, number 3 is Christmas Rules. So I'll just show you a little snip on the back. For Halloween rules, I'll probably do a zoom in picture. So this is Christmas Rules. Now, me and my sister Melissa, so we're huge Lizzie Kate fans. I first got Halloween Rules, and she actually finished it. I'm still working on mine. But the plan is, and she finished hers on a shutter, is that, you know, you can swap these out, just like Priscilla and Chelsea do. You swap it out on that shutter piece that you've got, and you've got one for Christmas, and you've got one for Halloween. So I am doing mine on 28 count clay Jobelin fabric. It's got like a little bit of like red rust color running through it, and it's all the called for Weeks, Dye Works, and Classic Colorworks. So let me unroll it here, and this is where I'm at. And obviously, right, it's a very big piece, but you can see how pretty that fabric is. And I love this one. It's a Christmas feel, Christmas time of the year that I'll be stitching on it. It is a very big piece, so I'm just enjoying the process and going along. It's one of those that you can really enjoy, like the little finishes, right? Because as you're going along, you have all the little motifs and you get that block done and you feel like you have a finish, which is always really, really nice. Okay, next is Peace on Earth, and this is by The Cottage Garden. I love this piece so much. Let's see if I can get the glare off of it. I got this when we visited Stitches and Things in Fenton, Michigan, 2 years ago now. In October, all of us Michigan Stitchy ladies met up. We had some amazing Mexican food, and we went in, and I saw this one on the wall stitched. Like, it wasn't even on my radar, but I saw it stitched on the wall, and I had to have it. So I bought it that day. Now, I am stitching mine on 28 count Weeks Dye Works Vintage Tundra, which was not the called for. Let me see what the called for was on here. Dove linen is what was called for. So I did mine on Vintage Tundra, and I'm using all of the gentle arts that it calls for. So there I am. Isn't that red a pretty color? I think that one's cranberry. So I love this one. This is a really, really pretty piece. I just barely got a start on it and then, you know, off squirreling on something else, but I definitely do want to finish this one because I love cardinals. They're so beautiful. So hopefully I will make a point to touch this one this coming Christmas season. Okay. Next is Little House Needleworks Winter Wonderland. Now, Winter Wonderland's an old one for me. It's probably one of my oldest WIPs. I joined this stitch along with Priscilla and Chelsea. Ooh, if I had to guess, I'm gonna say 2017, I wanna say, maybe the end of 17, that Christmas. And it's super, super cute. That snowman is super cute. The colors are adorable. I do love this one. And this is by Little House Needleworks. I am stitching mine on 28 count wheat Lugana with the DMC and Classic Colorworks that it calls for. And here, get my strings out of the way. And here's where I'm at. So I'm getting really close. I just have this last bit over here of the hills and the trees and a couple little bunnies, another bunny over here. So I see that I could definitely get this one done this coming winter for sure and get it off my 35 count. I would like to get this one done. It's been so long and I do love it. I love the colors in it. Who doesn't love an adorable little Frosty the Snowman with a broom? So cute, so cute. So I will definitely work on this one coming up this winter. Okay. Next is A Kiss for Snowman. This is a Dimensions Petite Gold Kit. So I am stitching it on the called for, it's an 18 count white Aida with the kit floss. I got this one because my mom loves snowmen and this literally looks like my mom as a little girl. So I'm stitching this one for her. I think, you know, when I was going through all these WIPs and I was organizing them and rolling them, I think I'm going to restart this. I know, I can hear you guys screaming at me. And the reason why is only because, let me show you where I'm at first. So here's where I'm at using the kit floss. It doesn't look bad, I do like it. My stitches got a lot cleaner and a lot better down here. I feel like up here was, you know, when I was a beginner stitcher and my stitches weren't as clean. And when I look close up at it, like I want them to lay nice and flat like they do now. You know, your technique grows over time. I'm sure all of you have had this experience. And so when I look at it, I can see like from beginner stitcher to now, and I just want it to all look more uniform. So I have 18 count white Aida in my stash and I didn't get very far. So I think I'm going to restart this one. So Mom, maybe like the year 2030, you can count on this one for Christmas. Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch finished this and she finished it beautifully in like a green shadow box, and she used all of the, instead of doing the French knot, she did like little pearl beads, which is what I intend to do as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna restart him this Christmas season because I just, you know, I just need it to be perfect. Okay, next is a Snow Girls Cottage. Okay, where were we? We were on Country Cottage Needleworks Snow Girls Cottage. So this is part of the Frosty Forest series, and my vision for these is I want to turn them all into ornaments, and then after Christmas, when you take down the Christmas tree, I want to have a winter tree. And these will be some of the decorations, maybe with some white lights on that tree. They're so adorable. I started with the Snow Girl. So I am stitching this on 32 count pearl gray, and I got, I think, a fat half of it so that I can do them all on the same one. And I am just using the DMC and Gentle Arts that it calls for. Isn't that pretty? That house is Morning Glory, and that is just one of my favorite colors. So she's really, really close. I mean, some earmuffs, a nose, a little bit more snow. So we'll definitely get this one done this coming winter. Okay, moving on. Another winter themed one. This one I got not too long ago. This is a gold collection by Dimensions, Aurora Cabin. And me and a couple of stitchy friends here on a Flosstube are all gonna go on a girls' getaway retreat and stay in this cabin and just, you know, be in our pajamas and stitch. That's the vision. So I am stitching mine on the called for fabric, which is a 16 count Ada that came, Dove Gray, that came in the kit, and I am using the called for kit flosses. And I just got started up at the very top corner with this one. So these are all half stitches. It called for 6 strands of the kit floss, but when I was putting through 6 strands, it seemed like really thick to me. So I started it with 5. So I think the coverage is still really, really good when I look at it, and it's just much easier to get the 5 strands through than it was the 6. So I love that piece. That one's gonna definitely take me a long time. There is someone who's working on it, I think on Instagram, Cross Stitch Spain Cross Stitcher, and it's just beautiful. And it is, it's a labor of love. It takes a very, very long time. Okay, next, moving on. We have got Valentine House Trio, and this is by Waxing Moon Designs. I absolutely love this one. It's so adorable. I have been working on these in the hopes that I could hang them from a shelf, like ornaments on a little shelf. So they're super, super cute. Look at the detail in those. And Waxing Moons has not only the Valentines, they've got like the Turkey Trio, Snowman Trio, Christmas, like all of them, right? All of the seasons. And so I finished this one up here, this Valentine one, and I'm currently working on this one that says Be Mine with the 2 doves. So I am stitching these all on 32 count, beautiful beige, and it is beautiful. And here is where I am on the second house. So I am getting very close on this one as well to finishing it up, and then I will be on to the third house and I will have a complete set. Isn't that so cute? Those colors are just adorable. I love the Valentine colors and the swirls in that tree. Such a fun piece. I really, really enjoy working on these. See, you know, when I do a WIP parade and I touch all these, then I want to stitch on all of them. Okay, next is Autumn Quakers, and I just recently restarted this one. I just, tore out what I had, which wasn't very much, and, just picked out the stitches and restarted it, and I'll tell you why. So here it is by Rosewood Manor. Isn't that an absolutely beautiful piece? Lucky Chance Stitcher Amanda, she finished this one. I saw this and I just fell in love. Autumn is my favorite time of year, and the colors on this, I just love it so much. So I'm stitching it on 28 count doubloon with the Valdani threads. Isn't that so pretty? So when I initially started stitching this, I like to start with the loop method. And so the Valdani threads come in a single strand that is 3-ply. And the instructions say to just stitch it with the 3-ply. Well, I wanted to do the loop method because I was like, this is such a big piece and I'm gonna have to be starting and stopping nonstop. Because if you look at, that's part of the beauty of this design, right? Like all of the colors, there's just so many color changes. I mean, you're changing colors nonstop on this piece. And that's what makes it so beautiful. But I was like, I don't really want to be changing them all and then have to just, do the start method that's not the loop, which is like the single strand. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it with 2. And then I did it with 2 and I was like, no, I wanna do it with 3. So I restarted it. And you can kind of see the holes of where I did the picking out in this top corner. And I just worked on this just recently, maybe like last week. And here is where I got to. Yeah, so you can see the holes right of the area that I picked out the stitches that I had right around here. But I restarted with the full strand of all 3-plies, and I think it looks really pretty. I like the brilliance of it. I like the coverage on it. It just really stands out on the fabric. Isn't that pretty? So you see what I mean, right? Look at all those color changes. But, it's just so pretty. But I'm trying to be really clean on the back and not drag my threads around. So it is a lot of starting and stopping. But in the end, it'll be beautiful and it'll be worth it. Okay, next is Midnight Watch by Blackbird Designs. So I absolutely adore this piece. I had a cat named Trax, and he was a black kitty, and he is just one of my favorite little kitties in the whole wide world. And this reminded me of him, and isn't that just the best design with that cat in front of that giant moon and the pumpkins? I love this one so much. This one puts me in the mood for Halloween right now, right now. So I am stitching this on let's see, what's the count? This is on 28 count 18th century brown by R&R, and that's the called for fabric. And I'm using Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts, and Weeks Dye Works. And everything is called for except that moon. I changed out that moon, and you know, I don't have in my notes what I changed that color to. The ginger snap that it called for was making the moon look really, really yellow to me. So if you'd like to know, I can get that information for you. But isn't that so cute? I really loved working on this one in the fall. It's an adorable piece. I love the color of the linen. Oh, and I changed that house too. I changed that house to aged pewter as well because it was turning out more like a brown. So I'm really, really happy with these colors now. So that will be a fun one with fall around the corner. So now we're kind of getting into my fall ones. Let's see. Next is Halloween Rules. And that is such a big one. Let me just insert a picture of my sister's finished here. Isn't that so pretty? So I made a mistake on mine. So I'm stitching mine on, we stitched on the same fabric, 28 count clay Joblin. And I got quite far on mine. Let me show you where I'm at. And I'm using all the called for threads, which are Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts in this piece. So here's where I'm at. Isn't this just such a pretty piece? So I got down to, I think, Cast a Spell. No, Sit for a Spell. I can't remember what that next one is. But I got pretty far. I loved doing all these little motifs like the owls, the pumpkins. I love that little sunflower, the haunted house. That top block is so adorable. But what I realized, as you can see now, when I started off, I just started off with the first block, or I started off with the topper and then counted down and started my way down. I should have done that black border first because I'm off by 2 stitches, you can see here. And it is really, really noticeable. So I have started frogging this top out. I'm gonna frog out this top and this side here and redo this part, and then everything will be aligned because all the blocks below it are all aligned perfectly. It was just my orientation to that top. Isn't that so pretty? It is such a beautiful piece. See, that makes me want to stitch on it again. There's a lot of stitching that has gone into that one. That is a very, very big piece. Okay, next is Sampler Lesson 4. This is by Plum Street Samplers. I saw Steph from Just Keep Stitchin' doing this one, and I had to have it, so I immediately went and purchased it. It says, "Be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you." So true. Okay, and I am stitching this one on 28 count Mushroom Lugana in the called for Classic Colorworks. And this is another one I am super close. Those sheep, just so cute. Who doesn't love chubby sheep? Chubby bunnies, chubby all the things. So cute. The pumpkins, I love this one. So there's like a great big flower over here that I have to finish. Not much more. But this definitely has the fall vibe to me. So I will definitely stitch this one again this autumn. So cute. So, so cute. So I see, you know, going through these, even though I have filled up all 35 squares, I think there's a lot of them coming up seasonally that are going to be finishes, which is nice. Okay, next is Harvest Time by the Prairie Schooler. I am doing this top one here, this village scene. I saw Brenda from the Handwork Maniac doing this. She finished hers as a pillow, I think, and she showed it last fall, and I just fell in love, had to have it. Isn't that such a beautiful scene? So I am stitching mine on 32 count white, and you know what I should say, because I know a lot of people say this, everything I do is 2/2. With the exception of the Valdani threads, which I mentioned, and I'm doing 3/2. I only go over 1 if the pattern calls for it. So like some of the patterns I'm gonna show, Good Company, the letters and stuff are over 1, but everything else I do 2 strands over 2 fabric threads for everything. So this is, what did I just say? This is 32 count antique white, and this is all DMC in this pattern. And here's where I'm at. Isn't that pretty? I love that fall scene. That red tree down there and the bridge and these trees back here. I want the pumpkins. I'm ready for the fall, people. Give me pumpkin spice everything. So cute. So cute. So I can't wait to get back to that one. And hers looked so good as a pillow. I'm tempted to do mine as a pillow as well. It just looked like such a fun little seasonal thing to have out. It was really, really pretty. Okay, this next one, I am doing this with my Stitchy sister Melissa, who is Snow Day Stitcher on Instagram. This is a PDF download, so the picture I have of it is not so great. So I will insert a picture here. This is by Crochet A Go Go, and it's called Calendario del Avento 2020. So we call it the Advent calendar. And we are both stitching it together. What we decided we would do is do the border first. So you can see on the pattern that there's like 24 little motifs. And then the very bottom is this like big Santa sleigh for the 25th. So we chose the, I think it was a called for linen, which is a 32 count raw linen, raw natural linen. And so I've just been working on the border there. And as you can see, I've got a long way to go. So we're gonna do a Sister Stitchy weekend in July. And we had planned to work on this, like Christmas in July, and make some progress. So I'm excited for that one. The piece is so beautiful. Go check out their shop on Etsy. They have so many adorable things. But we saw this on our last Sister Stitchy weekend, and I think I had joked about it before. We were like 5 minutes into the weekend and the credit cards were out. Had to have them. Okay, next, this one I just worked on within the past, since my last Flosstube. So this one I first saw Lisa Smith from the Kindred Stitcher showed this pattern and read it, and away I went. This is Good Company by the Scarlet House. And look at those colors. And all the little animals, the little dogs and the birds, the little deer on the hill. And the saying is, she lives on a hill overlooking the sea with only her dogs for good company. She doesn't need less, she doesn't need more than to hear the waves crash into the shore. The truth in that statement. I love it. So beautiful. And it's done in Belle Soie silks, and I did spring for all of the silks, and they are so beautiful and such a joy to work with. I am stitching this one on 32 count buttercream that I got from Traditional Stitches a while back. And I worked on this just recently. So here's where I'm at. So the last time you guys saw this, I had gotten like to the edge of this hill. So all of these waves and the ship and the start of this bird here, that's what I worked on. So that's the bottom of the piece there. I just have to fill in that one other diamond on the side there. Isn't that so beautiful? Look at that little tiny beehive. It's so cute. And the blue in those waves, oh, did I have so much fun stitching the blue in those waves. Just beautiful. The silks obviously are just so smooth and beautiful colors. It's gonna be a big piece, right? Definitely, but I love this one so much. I love the saying, I love the artwork, I love the color choices. Definitely one of my faves, definitely. Okay, page turn. Hold, please. Number 18, United We Stand. So you guys saw this one not too long ago. I did do some more work on this in the past 2 weeks. This is by Teresa Kogut, and it's PDF download from her website. I love this one so much. 4th of July, all of the American flags. I love it. So, so sweet. Such good artwork. And I am stitching mine on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha using DMC. And there's where I got. They're cute, adorable little heads. I'm doing everybody's hair. So, so sweet. I enjoy stitching this piece. It's a very easy stitch. I did change the yellow here in her hair. If you're interested in my conversion, the yellow called for was like a very, very pale yellow, and I was having a hard time seeing it on this Vintage Country Mocha. So I changed it to a little bit more of like a richer, warm golden yellow. Yeah, I love this one so much. It's so sweet. So, so sweet. I'm enjoying it. Just one of those fun stitches you don't have to think about, you know. Okay, next, one of my WIP squares is dedicated to the Cottages of the Month series. So all of these little cottages, you've seen them before by Country Cottage Needleworks. I definitely want to have a little setup where I can swap out for every month and have an adorable cottage out every little month. So here's the thing. I have done July, and I finished July. It's in my previous Flosstubes. And I have done September and like 99% of March. And then I decided to restart them all. I can hear you yelling at me. I know, but there's a reason. So when I first started them, I was very into 28 count fabric. And I still do. I mean, you've heard, there's a lot of projects that I have on 28 count. But there's just something about these houses when I did them on 32, when I did my next one on 32, it just looks, I don't know, it just looks more petite and cute, and I just like the sizing better. You know, it's not so big. And then I did a change of fabric because I had done July on, I think, Cafe Country Mocha. It's like almost like a straw colored. And it looks good, but it was a little light. And then when I started August on it, I couldn't see the floss at all. And I really like the idea of them all matching. So you guys know me well enough by now to know I like to restart things. So the one that I was working on, and I didn't put any stitches in this since the last time you've seen it, was Country Cottage Needleworks October Cottage. Isn't that so cute? With the pumpkins. October's my favorite month, so love this one. So this is where this one stands, and I'm using all the called for, let's see, DMC, Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Colorworks in this. Isn't that an adorable little cottage? And I love this. So this is a 32 count taupe fabric. I like this color. It seems to be working with the other ones that I'm doing. So it's just a really nice neutral, doesn't take away from the pattern, you know, because it's a small pattern. So that's the October. And then the one that I just worked on in the past 2 weeks, starting over on this fabric, is August. And this is one of my favorites. That house is that Morning Glory color again. I just love it so much. The blues are so pretty, the little shells at the bottom. And this is where I got to. So I'm having fun with these. These are always just a nice relaxing stitch. I love, you know, monthly stuff like the calendar pieces. They're just so much fun because then you can have just something to change out every month. So that's where I'm standing on August, and that's in my plans. That's in my plans to work on again in the next 2 weeks. Okay, this next one was a new start. I showed you guys this pattern in my last Flosstube, For the Love of Nature, by Teresa Kogut. My gosh. Now, see, I said the little deer and the little squirrel are giving each other a smooch. Becca from Sambry Stitches calls it, I think, a nose bop. She has this pattern as well, and I think she's going to be starting it. So I just think it's adorable. It's such a beautiful pattern. I love the design. I love all the animals, these little guys hiding out down here. Such a fun stitch so far. So I started mine on 32 count beautiful beige. It called for, I think, corn silk. Let me see. It called for, yeah, 32 count corn silk. I went with beautiful beige, and I'm really liking how it's turning out. So this is how far I got. Isn't that pretty? That border's so pretty. I love the different colors that she uses. It's been a really fun stitch so far. I'm having fun with it. I'm really obsessed with that design. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay. Woo, are you tired yet? 21, The Token. The Token by Long Dog Samplers. I love this piece. I saw Shiloh at X Stitch MD stitch this. I copied her exact floss that she chose, which is DMC 814, and I'm stitching mine on a 32 count ivory. Now my plan for this one, I love this so much. And this was fun. This was my first monochromatic sampler, and I have to say it is fun not having to worry about the color changes because you can just go and go and go. So I really am enjoying this one. Now I did pull this one out in the past 2 weeks. The section that I worked on is down, let me see so I can point, down here. These birds down here, I worked on this motif. Isn't that so pretty on that fabric? It's such a beautiful sampler. I love it. I love it so much. So my plan for this one, oh, see, looking at it now, I want to bust out my needle and work on it. So my plan for this one is where they have these initials. There's like 6 initials here. I am going to put the 6 initials of my nieces and nephew. And I also thought about, you know, I don't know if it would be too crowded, but I also thought about like doing the initials of, you know, the members of our family. I thought that would be really pretty too, to make it like a family sampler. So I'm really enjoying this one. It's really, really pretty. The motifs are fun because like every time you get into a section, it's just a whole different little scene within its own motif. It's so much fun. I love this one over here with the elephants. So that's been a lot of fun. And I thought about it the other day, you know, even before I pulled all these WIPs out, I was like, you know, I haven't stitched on the token in a long time. So I got some stitches in on that one. Okay, next is, you know, I just want to make sure I did skip one. Etude, and I'm going to insert a picture of it here because it's a PDF download, and it is by Lena Cross Stitch. I am stitching mine on 32 count dark cobblestone, so I'll insert a picture here. Okay, so what I decided to do with mine, hers is very color you know, a bunch of color variegation and different different threads. I decided to do mine with 2 different color threads, Classic Colorworks Snowball and Mermaid's Fin. I wanted mine to look kind of like a snowstorm, like a bunch of snowflakes coming down. And here is where I'm at with mine. So the blue is Mermaid's Fin, and then the white is Snowball. And I struggled quite a bit to get this color scheme. You know, I loved these 2 colors for sure, the blue and the white against each other. But I went through several different, and I had explained it several Flosstubes back, I went through several different linens, trying to find the linen that was the right shade of gray to make both colors pop. You know, sometimes I could not see the blue very well and really see the white. And then sometimes I could really see the blue and not see the white at all. So this color was recommended to me by Nicole Buckeye Stitcher. Thank you, Nicole, and it's perfect. So I'm really looking forward to working on that one this winter. It's just fun with all the little geometric shapes, and they, to me, you know, just like snowflakes are so individual. I think it's gonna look really good when it's done. Okay, back. So now we are on 22, My Father's House. This is by the Bay Needle Arts. Oops, see if I can get the glare off it. Isn't that beautiful? I love the sheep. I love the color of that house. And it says, there are many rooms in my Father's house. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So 2 excerpts from the Bible. And I am stitching this with Lori from Mischievous Stitches. Hers is much farther along than mine, so go visit her channel and check it out. I changed my colors though. So I am stitching mine on 32 count sandstone. I'm using DMC, Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts. And my big changes were, I'll go through those in a second. My big change, here's where I'm at. So my big changes are, I changed out the greens for more vibrant greens like I have up here in the state of Michigan in the summertime. So these are just from my stash, different colors of overdyes that I use for the trees. And then instead of doing the DMC, like that orangey color on the house, I am using Jakey Brown, which is one of my very, very favorite. It's like a really pretty pink, like a variegated red type pink. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. I did put some stitches in since the last time you saw it around here in the house. I'm just plugging along. It's such a beautiful piece. I love this one so much. Okay, next we've got Wander by 2x2 Stitch Art. So this one is, I told this story not too far back. I don't want to retell it, but I'll just real briefly. So I had done this one, and then I had missed a whole bottom the bottom part of the circle, I had missed a few stitches, and so it was all off. And so I started to frog it all out, and I ripped the fabric. So I restarted this one. I'm sensing a theme. So Wander by 2x2 Stitch Art. This is on 32 count white linen, and it's just using the DMC that's called for. And here's where I'm at. So I made a ton of progress restarting it. And I'm just working on that top half. I think this looks like the summer sky. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful piece. I really enjoy working on it every time I pull it out. Definitely. So I'd like to work on that again a bit more this summer, because I had mentioned before, this one reminds me of stitching in the summer and listening to some really good audiobooks that I heard. Okay, next is When Flowers Bloom. There was a recent sale on this. Kim, the Contented Stitcher, was part of that sale. And you know, I was going to join along, but I had all these rigid plans at the time. So this is When Flowers Bloom. I am stitching mine on 32 count Heartland using the Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and Gentle Arts Called For. This is by Brenda Gervais. I love the saying. It says, the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. And here is where I am at with mine. So isn't that house just stunning? That thread color on the house, I love it so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I really enjoy working on it. I haven't put some stitches in this one in a very long time. So I definitely have to get back to that one. So that's pretty, and I love that Heartland fabric. It's so beautiful. Okay, we're getting there, guys. Whew. Maybe I need to pause and take a bathroom break at this point. Okay, next is Liberty's Welcome, and that's the one that I was just talking about. This is a big pattern, and so I will insert a picture here. Okay, and so this is the one my sister is much farther along than me. We are both doing this on 32 count light mocha. Let me unroll my scroll here. And we are using the called for silks in the pattern. And here's where mine is. So you can see I just got, and I just posted this on Instagram, I just got the July 4th put in on July 4th. Beautiful pattern. I first saw this, Christy from Crosshatch Quilts had done it, and she had it finished. And I think it was one of her very first Flosstube, maybe her first Flosstube. And she had it finished in a beautiful frame, and I fell in love. So we immediately purchased this one also on that Sister Stitchy weekend. So I love this one. Oh, I love them all. I need more arms. Just so beautiful. So, so pretty. Love the color of those silks. Love the pattern. So I definitely have to work on this one again some more before summer is over. Okay, another page turn. Bunny Hop! You guys know how much I love the bunnies. This one's adorable. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. Look at these little white bunnies. Like little bunny foo-foos bopping along, and it literally says hippity hop, hippity hop. Oh my God, so cute. This feels like spring to me, and that's the only reason I haven't been working on it. Something about that grass, the colors of the flosses, it's just very, very springy to me. I love this one so much. So I am doing this on 28 count wheat Lugana, and it's done in the called for DMC and Weeks Dye Works. And here's where I'm at. Isn't that so cute? Of course the bunnies are done. I mean, come on. Isn't that adorable? So I love this one. I will definitely bring this out again in the spring. I'd actually like to get this one done next spring, because this is an older WIP for me. That grass is just, that's a lot of stitches that went into that grass. You know, you don't think you have so far to go, but then you have a solid strip like that. It's a lot of stitches. Okay. Oh look, another bunny. This is Teresa Koget's Curious Bunny. This one I saw Steph again at Just Keep Stitching, and she has this finished in the most unique way. It like stands up on the table. It looks like just a bunny just walking towards you, and I had to have it immediately. I've had some serious love for Teresa Koget patterns lately. Wow. Okay, so I decided to do mine on 32 count ivory linen with DMC and Weeks Dye Works, and I have a confession. I think I talked about this before. So I just started filling away on this. I was on a Zoom call with some friends and just stitching along and filling this bunny in, and I realized I was filling him in with the wrong color. I was filling him in with putty, and he is supposed to be DMC on the inside. So the putty is like the color of the vines with the flowers, so I need to frog that out, which is okay. So I'll definitely get back to this guy. He again gives me a really big spring vibe. Okay, let's see. Okay, Modern Folk Embroidery, Sal. So I have not touched this one since the last time you saw it. I think I showed it in my last Flosstube. I am stitching this one on 32 count light sand Belfast. I am using DMC 3064, which is like pink sand. I think it's called desert sand, and 3031, which is a mocha brown. And it's still in the same spot, but it's so beautiful. I do love stitching on this one. It's just very stitch heavy. Very stitch heavy, and it's going to be a gigantic piece. So I'm having fun with that one. I definitely got to get caught up. I will by no means be keeping up with the monthly releases, but I'm just plugging along, enjoying it. So I'm working right now on March. So that's that one. Okay, Pink Sparrow Sampler. So you guys have seen this one quite a bit. I love this one. This is by Brenda Gervais. It's a reproduction sampler. I love the colors in this one, all the beautiful pastels. So much fun to work on. I am doing it on the Called For Weeks Dye Works parchment fabric, and I am using all the Called For Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts threads. And there's where I'm at with that one. It's so beautiful. Whenever I pull it out to work on it, I never want to put it away. But I do. I tear myself away. So that's a fun one. I definitely want to get back to. See, I definitely want to get back to them all if I could just hit a recording every time I bring one out. Okay, Boo by Lizzie Kate. Now this one is definitely going to be a finish this fall. I love this one with the little owls and the pumpkins. It's just a sweet little stitch. I am stitching mine on 28 count wheat Lugana with Weeks Dye Works threads. And there's where I got just a couple of owl butts. So I am looking forward to, in October, getting back to this one. And I will definitely be able to get this one done this fall. So adorable. Love, love, love the colors in that. So pretty. So, so pretty. Okay, a couple more, guys. We're almost there. Man, I need a drink of water. Always Flowers Sampler. So this is another one my sister Melissa finished. Go check out her Instagram. It's a PDF download by Stitches Through the Years on Etsy. Such a pretty pattern. I fell in love with this one. I think this is another one I saw Shiloh stitching. So pretty. So I am doing mine, and Melissa did hers as well, on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, and it uses all four: Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, DMC, and Gentle Arts. And that's where I am. So just that top corner started. Beautiful threads. I love this Banker's Gray. That was the biggest shock to both of us, is that that bird calls for Banker's Gray, like in here on the outlining, and it looks blue. It's just beautiful. Beautiful threads, beautiful linen. Love it, love it, love it. But yeah, she got that one done. She buckled down. Okay, last piece that I have a WIP on is Serenity Harbor. I just started this one. I will insert a picture here. This is by the Bay Needle Arts. I love this piece so much. I know it's going to take me a long time. It's a very big piece. I kept it on the Q-snap because I literally just started it the other night. I am doing it on 36 count raw linen with the Called For DMC. And there's where I got to. Isn't that pretty? So this was a stitch along several years back. There's 12 different parts. I love it. I love it on this fabric. It's such a relaxing piece. So I'm really having fun doing this one. So this is definitely going to take me quite a while. Okay, let's talk about the other pieces that I'm going to start that are going to fill up my squares. So those are all the WIPs I currently have a stitch in. The other ones that I'm going to be doing is, I will insert a picture here, spring delivery. I saw Annie, the proper stitcher. I was going back, binge watching a bunch of her videos, and she had a beautiful finish on this one. And she set it out like by her Easter display, and I just had to have it. So I'm gonna be doing that one on, oh, I don't have the linen here. I'm gonna be doing that one on a 32 count light mocha. I have the threads on order. They haven't shown up yet, but as soon as I get them, I'm gonna get them started. And then I'm also doing Patriotic Poppies. So I guess this leads right into haul. Patriotic Poppies by Brenda Gervais. Again, I saw Christy at Crosshatch Quilts with this one. In one of her older videos, she had it finished in a frame and I fell in love. Isn't that such a pretty pattern? Oh my gosh. So I'm doing mine on 32 count Ren. I am waiting for the fabric to arrive. So 123 Stitch is moving their fabric warehouse to Texas. So it's taken a little longer, you know, because they're doing that transition. So I'm just waiting on the fabric for that. And then here are some of the threads. Aren't those so brilliant? So I'm super excited. As soon as that one hits my porch, I'm going to be on that one. And then the next one is my bunny. So this is my very first Bothy Threads kit. How wonderful. It came in this beautiful kit with the threads. I love this pattern. It's called The Meadow. You guys know how much I love bunnies. He's just so realistic to me. And I posted this on my Instagram, but in case you didn't see it, the neighbor next door has some of those Patriot hostas that I mentioned, and they were in bloom with the purple flowers, and I was out there, and there was a brown bunny amongst purple flowers. Now, I think these are thistles, but still, I will insert the picture of that here. So it was meant to be. I had just ordered the kit like the day before and then saw it in like real life. So yeah, I've got that real life vision. Isn't he so cute? He looks so realistic. Oh my gosh. Nicole, I want to see yours. She has another Bothy bunny eating a bunch of vegetables. So much fun. So here are the threads. Here's how the threads come. And I had asked Nicole like what she thought of the threads, and they do remind me of DMC. So it comes on this little thread card, and there's all the colors. So pretty. Now, it comes with this speckled DMC, which is cute. I do think that the speckled DMC is cute, but I wanted to do it on a more natural colored linen. So I chose 36 count natural linen. So that's gonna be my color palette there. I'm gonna have those threads on this raw natural linen. I think he'll be so cute. So I'm definitely going to be starting him in the imminent future. So I think, so that showed you my haul. So those are gonna be the WIPs I'm adding. Spring Delivery, Patriotic Poppies, and my Bothy Bunny. So those will bring me up to 35. And I am happy with that. You know, though, there's always things that I see that I wanna start, but I think that's gonna keep me good for a while. Okay, so we went through haul, we went through my WIP parade. I hope you enjoyed that. I always like WIP parades because you just get to see patterns again. You know, I could just sit and watch people show different patterns and projects that they're working on. WIP parades are like my favorite thing on Flosstube. So let's talk about Stitchy Kindness. So my friend Jen, who is Thread by Thread 06 on Instagram, I'll put it on the screen here, sent me the sweetest Stitchy Kindness. Let me bend down one second, because my thread drops dropped. She got me these Hop Hop thread drops, and they're literally bunnies. Is that not so adorable? Bunny thread drops. All of this beautiful DMC. Look at all of these beautiful colors. It's like a bouquet of flowers. It's so pretty. I love these, Jen. And this beautiful journal. Create what you love. So thank you, sweet friend. She is such a sweet person. She has purchased every single one of the bags that I have put out on my on my Etsy shop, and I really appreciate your support. You're so sweet. I can't wait to hug you in person. We have to try and organize this little Stitchy meetup because I don't think you live too far from me. So thank you so much, Jen. And then my new Stitchy friend, Sandy, who is Sandy Alfred on Instagram, I will insert it here, sent me this beautiful card. She purchased one of my bags as well and said, you know, I have a couple of extra patterns I bought duplicates of. Would you be interested? And I said, of course. And she overwhelmed me with Stitchy kindness. I will just show you a few. She sent me a Savior's Praise, Christmas Rose, Caroline Amelia Trowel, which Betsy Klager, you just showed this and I was wanting to start that. So I'm gonna have to make room on my WIP board to start that because I love this sampler. And then several Blackbird design books, which I have been eyeing for so long. They've been in my cart for so long. I am just, the generosity overwhelmed me. And several other charts. So thank you so much, Sandy. You are such a kind person to pass that along. It means so much to me. I'm super excited. I've been thumbing through all of those and making future plans for things I want to start. So thank you so much for your kindness. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, well wishes. So our friend Amanda, who is Alba Stitcher on Instagram and Flosstube, I just wanted to send you some love and some hugs. Stop by and visit her if you haven't. She had a little bit of a spill and had to have some surgery on her ankle, and she's in a cast. So just sending out well wishes to you, Amanda. We're all hoping that you get well soon. And shout outs. So there's two Flosstubers I want to shout out. One was brand new to me. Her channel name is Anna Yu, and I will put it right here. Her and her husband live in Colorado. They recently moved back there. They have a couple of sweet dogs. She's newer to cross stitch, and she has just taken to it. Her first piece, she did like a I don't know if it was a bothy kit. It may have been a bothy kit, but it was a sunflower kit, and quite big for a beginner, and she turned it into a tote bag, and now she's just been diving into all kinds of things. Full coverage. She's loving cross stitch, and it's just fun to watch her journey. I binge watched her videos, and it's just fun to see. She talks about how therapeutic it is for her, you know, how it helps with stress and social anxiety and certain things. And so I'm just loving Anna, so go give her some love. And then the other one who has come back is Robin from Bird's Eye Stitches. So she just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is so well deserved. Robin loves birds. She's currently doing the most beautiful tribute. Her husband's grandmother, I think her name is Jewel, so she inherited some cross stitch stuff from her. She passed away, and she had done like a big bird sampler. Like they're all kind of, I think, on like a bird feeder pole, and there's a mating piece on the same leaflet of hummingbirds. And so she's doing the hummingbird portion, and she plans on hanging them both in her home. So she's a ton of fun to watch. She gets involved in some of the Facebook challenges, and she's a really good stitcher. So go give her some love as well. And with that, I think I talked you guys this ear off. I have like dry mouth. That was a lot of talking. Okay, happy card. Let's finish it up. So I Am Everything Affirmation card deck. I got this earlier this year just to kind of bring some positive thoughts to all of us because we definitely need it. So we are on number 10. Wow, number 10 already. I am passionate. I put my entire heart into the people and things I believe in. My passion is a powerful force. It is an eternal fuel. I recognize the strength of my passion, and therefore I am careful where I choose to focus it. I am passionate. This is one thing I can definitely say that I am. I am both feet in passionate on the things I get involved in, especially my family and the people that are close to me that I care about. And I think it's important to be passionate about things. I think every single one of us has to have that drive. And for us, like everyone in this community, it's cross stitch, right? You're passionate about the cross stitch. You're passionate about the artwork that you're doing. You're passionate about the community you're in and the good vibes that you send out. So make time for that. Make time for the things you're passionate about. Make sure you focus, like this says, I am careful where I choose to focus it. Don't let the outside negativity of the world, you know, sometimes watching the news and so many sad things that can just drain your energy and just leave you feeling very numb sometimes. Make sure you make time and channel your passions. And I can say every one of you are watching this, I know cross stitches is a passion for you. So make sure you take the time, channel your passion, focus your energy on that and not so much on all the bad things or the sad things, because it's important. It's important to put that back out into the world, that positive, passionate energy. So with that, you guys, I will see you in 2 weeks. I hope you all get a ton of stitchy time in. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July. And until we meet again, happy stitching. Bye.